Ranveer, welcome to India today. It's always an exciting conversation when it's you on the other side. It's also a special conversation this time around. Uh, 83 has made waves around the country. People are talking about your performance, they're talking about the film. For everything that you do, whether it's a character or a film, there is a lot of emotional investment that goes in. From Band Baja Barat till 83, there is a lot of investment, right? Physical and emotional as well. I want to start this conversation by asking you, what was your biggest fear as an actor and a challenge to take on the role of a living legend?
I always relish new challenges. Playing a living legend like Kapil Dev was a very new set of challenges for me because he's a known persona. I had certain parameters within which I had to work. Um, in other instances in the past, creating characters like Biju, Ram, Bajirao, Khilji, Simba, Gully Boy, what have you. You have more of a leeway to make creative choices. This time you have to work within set parameters. So very new kind of challenge. Um, but I was very much up to it. And now that the performance is out there and people are seeing it, um, I am humbled by their reaction to it. Um, whether it is people who know Kapil intimately, like his own closest friends, his teammates who've known him for donkey's years, whether it's Krishnikant, Kirti Azad, they're all expressing to me how they thought they were watching Kapil Dev, and nowadays in the age of social media, what people are saying you can read firsthand, or whether it's Twitter or text messages, WhatsApp, what have you, Instagram. They're like, we thought we were going to watch a Ranveer movie, but it looks like you've just cast Kapil Dev. Where's Ranveer? He's disappeared. So this is testament to having achieved what I had set out to along with Kabir sir, is just create a finely balanced, distinctive character that's Kapil Dev of 1983. Now, there wasn't video footage of Kapil Dev from 1983. There wasn't enough of it for me to base my character homework on. So I went and stayed with him in his house for 2 weeks, which is where I collected all the exterior and interior information about the person, to kind of weave together into a character. And yeah, it's like, now that I read people's feedback, it feels like all of it worked, the exterior part of it, whether it's the physical nuances, the expression, the body language, the little things that, the adjustment of the shirt for the delivery, the cricket, from the smallest exterior nuance to the the interior, the real spirit of the man. Um, let me tell you, it was a special experience for me and Kabir to stand by watching Kapil's face while he watched my rendition of his character on screen. Is the one of the most surreal and unforgettable moments to see him react that way. He has also validated me, but he now admits to me that he knew that when he's watched my previous work. He was like, yo, I always knew you were a stellar performer. Couple that with the fact that I actually witnessed firsthand the degree to which you collecting the details about my persona. He was like, I almost knew at the back of my head that you would nail, but my worry was the cricket. Were you going to be able to bat and bowl in a way that looks convincing, that looks professional grade? And he validated that too. He said he gave me two thumbs up on the cricket aspect of it. So yes, there's been a very emphatic outpouring of love and appreciation for the performance, um, from people who have loved and revered this talismanic sporting figure across generations, across decades. Um, they are being very effusive and very emphatic in the amount of love and appreciation that they're heaping on the performance. It's like it's really an avalanche of love in a way that I'm actually, Tushar, not experienced before. I've been a part of some amazing movies and some really memorable movies, created a a bunch of characters that I've received love and appreciation for. But this is unprecedented. This kind of reaction is really, I recognize now how rare it is. Um, People who are crying and clapping and applauding in the theaters, having this exhilarating emotional experience. The last time I remember this was Lagan, that's like 20 years ago. I remember going to KT with four of my friends, and the scenes that we're seeing in cinema halls now with the audiences reacting to 83 is the last time was 20 years ago. So a film like this, clearly it comes once every 2 decades. It's something to cherish for our entire team, who worked so hard to create.
Absolutely. And I remember during Khilji, you literally went off the radar. You went to that dark place. You took that effort to get into the skin of that character, right? And you did the same during 83. I want to speak to you a little bit about the emotional connect with Kapil. We've seen the physical mannerism, the body language, the way he speaks, walks, talks, right? But the way he thinks, he doesn't display his emotions up front. He's not a very expressive person right off the bat, right? What was that like getting into his mindset?
Like you very rightly said, the process of developing a character doesn't stop at the exterior details, the exterior nuances. It was very important for me to peek into this guy's soul, get in touch with his spirit, get inside his mind, get inside his heart, see what drives him, what makes him tick, what his perspectives are, what he feels about, what his worldviews are, what his beliefs are, his value system. And because there was no video footage, I had to go and spend time with Kapil himself. In that process, apart from collecting all the exterior details about exterior aspects, I think Kapil sir saw, or he recognized my dedication. So he kind of opened up to me. He recognized the passion and dedication with which Kabir sir and I approached the creative process. And he invested trust in us, and he invested trust in me. He spoke to us over those 2 to 3 weeks that we spent with him. He really opened his home to us, his heart to us. And he spoke about things that, like you said, he would not speak about otherwise. And really gave us an insight into the man. So I think it was a function of him recognizing the honesty of work, um, part of myself and Kabir sir, the dedication to the in the process, which made him trust us enough to open his heart to us. And that's where I really was able to understand what this man is all about and apply that in the performance.
Right. Uh, Also, you've moved on from just being a nuanced actor. Now you sort of cherish the whole idea of taking on, going in places that nobody else does, right? You sort of take that dark pleasure in trying to do new things, which are experimental, which are challenges. From Band Baja Barat to 83, how has your compass of selecting movies shifted and changed? And how has your reaction to it, whether it's box office collection, audience reaction, social media love, your fans following your work, how has it moved from an opening on a Friday for a Band Baja Barat to now 83, which is pure love, pure soul, a lot of messages pouring your way? How is Ranveer reacting now?
Um, I have seen a great evolution and growth in myself as a person and a performer. I can safely say that. I'm not the person I was 10 years ago. I have changed in many ways. Today, I'm at a stage where I attach my values to the process. I recognize that the very fact that I became an actor in mainstream Hindi films is a miracle in itself. If you consider the facts, and at the time that I was trying to get a foot into this insulated industry, I had a million to one chance. It's a miracle that I even became an actor, which fills me, and I'm not exaggerating. Every single day, I have a moment to myself where I feel for a flash, feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude that look where I am, man. I'm on a film set. I'm working with the finest talents of Hindi cinema. I'm creating characters, a part of Hindi films, entertaining people. I'm a performer. I'm a professional performer. I get to do what I love to do for a living. I'm here creating something that will evoke an emotional reaction out of an audience and offer them some kind of alleviation and alleviate their pain, or make them laugh, or make them cry, or I'm very grateful for my opportunities, and so I attach all my value to the opportunity, to the work, to the process. um, I've stopped becoming a result oriented person. um, Earlier, maybe I would concern myself with, अरे यार ओपनिंग क्या होगी, या पहला दिन होगा, वीकेंड, ये वो लाइफ, business, what. I was never cut out for the numbers game. I was never inclined uh, to this numbers game. So I kind of, I attach only the amount of importance that I can attach to it on behalf of my producers, who are my own leaders of my team. It's for their sake that I attach the importance to those sorts of things. But let me tell you, in the case of 83, there were a lot of special screenings that happened prior to the day of release, and the love started pouring in, and I was submerged in that flood, that tsunami of love. So much so that Friday nikal gaya, Saturday nikal gaya. Saturday raat ko somebody asked me, "Hey, what was the first day collections?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I don't know. Uh, maybe I should ask." Because till Saturday night, I had not bothered to ask what the collections were. It's only when somebody else asked me that I realized, oh shit, मैंने तो एक बार भी किसी को पूछा नहीं. Maybe I should find out. So that ultimately it's about um, being a, being attached and grateful for the opportunity, and therefore I always say the process itself is the prize. बड़ा बॉक्स ऑफिस आएगा तो कल को आप ऐसी फिल्म ग्रीन लाइट कर पाओगे जो और बड़ी होगी, एंड बाय बड़ी आई मीन it'll have that spectacle value which will drive people to theaters at a time where the theatrical experience is being challenged by OTT, which I think OTT is a great thing. Don't get me wrong. It creates job opportunities for creative people, and it allows for a wide spectrum of stories to be told. I think it's great. But I would like to champion the cause of the theatrical. If you want to get butts into seats, then you have to promise them a big screen spectacle, and for that you need big budgets. Big box office means big budgets. um so I'm most humbly welcoming of that, um because again it ties back into the fact that it's creatively empowering for me to do big box office. And awards, I look, I work very hard, man. So as does everybody. um I really put my heart and soul into it. So I don't know any other way. I would do it anyway, awards or no awards. But when the award comes along, somebody's patting me on the back and saying, "Hey, you did well, man," is giving me encouragement that you're doing good. So I channel that into energy, into enthusiasm, into added motivation to go forth and do more, take bigger risks, create more unique characters, create more, um, or, create more entertaining stories, create more distinctive characters, explore more in the realm of creativity. I channel the encouragement that awards and validation that comes from awards. It gives me confidence to go forth and challenge new frontiers, take on new challenges, bigger risks, uh, explore more, um, to see what else is possible, because the possibilities are limitless. This I've come to realize. In the realm of performance, the craft is limitless. So this kind of the encouragement, validation, it it gives me, it boosts me to go out and do more. So yes, I'm with folded hands and my head bowed down, most humbly and modestly, um, welcoming of both of these rewards, but of these prizes like big box office or awards. But I'll still say that the process is the prize. The fact that I go to a film set and function in the capacity of a professional actor performer, that itself is the prize. You know, there is the cake, and then there is the icing, and then there is the cherry on top. Who wouldn't want it all? But and to have your cake and eat it too. But I'm happy to eat the cake as well. You know, it's like I said, this just the fact that I am an actor today is the greatest gift. I couldn't ask for more, but when more is coming, I do welcome.
There is not just a cherry on the cake, but there is icing and some more in your case. My last question to you, Ranveer, is that if you have to go back in time and speak to that boy on the sets of Band Baja Barat, what's the one advice you would give him?
Calm down, man. I was very nervous, as you can imagine. Having been a bona fide struggler for 3.5 years, suddenly I land this audition. Suddenly, I'm the solo hero ever to be launched by the premier production country of the house, Yash Raj Films. Suddenly, I'm opposite Anushka Sharma, who's by now already a star, and there's this. I'm a. I'm. It was all happening so fast that I I couldn't wrap my head around it, and it made me into an absolutely nervous wreck. So all that energy that you see in Bittu Sharma is just me to channel all that nervous energy. Um, and it was only natural. And I would, I would try too hard, and I would think every little thing is important, and uh, I would spread myself thin, my time, energy, and bandwidth into so many different directions. Um, but now when I look back only with fondness. When I look back at that guy who was acting in Band Baja Bharat, who had to hit the ground running and without any prior experience being thrust into the limelight in that way, not knowing anything, just winging it. Band Baja Bharat, I was just winging it, like I didn't have a clue. Um, Whenever I think of that guy, it puts a smile on my face. I feel that that guy, that version of me is just so endearing. When I think back at that guy who was trying to get a break into what was a very insulated entertainment industry at the time. It wasn't like today when like new actors come up to me, I'm like, तुम तो बहुत lucky हो यार, तुम्हारे पास OTT है, 25 25 तो OTT प्लेटफॉर्म है, 500 तो वेब सीरीज बन रही हैं, कितने सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज है आज तुम्हारे पास. हम जब स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे 2007 में, 13-14 साल पे, तब तो कुछ नहीं था यार. There was just, in fact, at the time was, if you remember, was an economic recession, and the film industry, Hindi film industry, was no exception. There were only that many movies being made, and such few movies being made with new people, and it was like one minute sliver of a window, and I somehow managed to wriggle through. It's like a miracle. Like my chances are 1,000,000 to 1. When I look back at that kid and I think about that version of myself who was going from office to office in Lokhandwala or Shivara with a portfolio, with your pictures, doing auditions, meeting people, hustling, trying to get a break. That's that it often moves me to tears when I think about those times, those experiences. It's just a kid with wonderment and stars in his eyes, and then to see the journey from there to like today, where the 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 greatest, most admired um names in the film industry, my co-actors, the public, the kind of things that they are saying, the kind of language they're using, these kind of nomenclature, the kind of phrases that they are using in the language, what they're saying, it's so emphatic, it's so effusive. It's a very overwhelming. It's really the stuff of dreams. That's why on social media, my bio still says living the dream, because I have to pinch myself oftentimes um to 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 remind myself that this is really happening. um but yes, I will say that I'm far more evolved as a person now. But the version of me closest to my heart is that kid from Band Baja Barat, and really pre Band Baja Barat, who wanted nothing more than to be a Hindi film actor. And look at what's happening with me today, man. Like, I'm working with Sanjay Leela Bhansali, after that Rohit Shetty, after that Zoya Akhtar, after that um, Kabir Khan and Shankar, and it's wild, man. It's like I would have given my right arm to get a meeting with one of these people in that phase of my life. And today I'm their leading man. I'm not just their leading man, I'm their leading man across films. They believe in my ability, and to the extent where they're doing more than one movie with me. I've done 3 movies with Mr. Bansali, 3 movies with Rohit Shetty, 2 movies with Zoya Akhtar. I'm in Karan Johar movie now. So it's like, it's very trippy, man. It's very surreal. It's like every day, like I told you, I have this one flash where where I find it just unfreaking believable what I'm experiencing. It's really straight out of a dream.
Wow. Ranveer, keep living the dream.